is Ron. I'm on with Mike and Carol, and tonight we're going to discuss working at home. Is it the wave of the future? So, my opinion to that is that it would sure cost, and it would be a safer thing to be doing rather than congregating at businesses and buildings and things like that. There'd be fewer people going to the buildings to do the business that they have to, if more people could work at home. And there'd be fewer cars on the road, too, which would clean up the atmosphere a bit, or keep it clean, because it certainly is clean right now after this shutdown. Anyway, what's your opinion on all of that, Mike?
I believe you're right, Ron. It's going to be the wave of the future because right now people are probably scared to go back to work. Okay? And it's just going to take a lot of getting used to. That's all it's going to take. Carol, your thoughts?
Okay, what I have to say on that is that we have to think of everybody. When we say this, we have to think of all of us. And not all of us can actually work from home, or not all of us can be successful at what we do when we try to work from home. And what we need to really do here, or think here, is about the people who can't put food on their tables, and the families, and all of the needs that they have, which are not being met. And people are so fearful of, which we understand completely. People are so frightened that there's a higher incidence in some cases of suicide and things like that. And we really can't let that happen. We can't forget our fellow man and woman here. We have to be together on this, on all of this. We have to think of all of us. And in other countries, they've been successful, let's say in Australia, for instance, where they've been able to issue as much as $2,000 per family each month during the pandemic to help their circumstances out. Obviously, the needs per family are going to differ. If there's some way that we can pool ourselves together and help each other out as much as possible and make the agencies that are to make these things available for people on the social media or any places that we can make them available for people and make them aware of where all this is available, exists, and where they can access it. We don't have to have people feeling so desperate that they can't. We have to all feel that we can get through these hard times together.
Okay, so what you're saying, Carol, is if your neighbor has food and you don't, they should actually help you out, is what you're saying. Give you some food, whatever it takes to do to each other, sort of like they came together when 9/11 happened. They should come together from all over the globe and help each other in any way, shape, or form that they can.
We're a really good and strong nation, and when it comes to these things and the spirit of helping out our fellow and women out, as far as each one of us needing what we need during times that are hard for us, we're usually there for each other, and this time should be no different.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How about working from home, though? Is that going to help out a lot with different things? I mean, there are plenty of people that have computers today that can learn to work on those computers and do it. Not everybody has to be a telemarketer at home, but different things can be done, and work can be sent into offices and things like that where they don't have to go to the office. Don't you think that would help out, or do you think people need to get out there and go to buildings to work and everything like that to feel companionship and all that? What's your thought on that? I mean, either Mike or Carol, is that a thought?
I think that what we need to do is each of us, we need to basically be like free form. We have to be able to fit ourselves into whatever mold is going to be working at the time. We don't know at this point in time which way things are going to go from, point to point. We have to roll with it. We have to be able to do whatever the needs are that we have to do. We have to meet our needs. We have to be able to put food on all of our tables. We have to have all the necessities that we need and have ways of accessing all of the things we need to access and have all of these things available in the open, wherever it is, places of distribution. We have to have all this, and where it is that we can access it has to be known to each other and be put on places where people know where to find them. The information has to be available. We all have to be together on this. We have to do as well as possible and work together. That's all I have to say.
Mike, you work at home currently. You work from home. Did you work from home much during the rest of your career?
I have only started to work at home within the last 2 years, Ron. Okay? I am thinking about going back out into the field.
Oh. In other words, it's not going to be a possibility to a lot of people. So you don't think over 50% of the working force ever will be working from home, do you?
Actually, Ron, I think more than 50% will be working from home. That's my estimate. More than 50% will start working from home and instead of going back to the offices.
Because they'll be trained for that. The old thing is, I'm not bringing my work home with me. Home is my sanctuary. I don't want my work home with me. There's some people expect for that.
You have some attorneys, they work from home. Realtors, they work from home. It's just too risky right now for anybody to go out in public. Even the doctors are doing it. Seeing their patients via computer. So, it's just too chancy for anybody.
It's really odd that they can't over the phone, right? On this working at home, you might think, well, how many different things can people do to work at home? And I'll give you a short example of it. Someone I know was a dental hygienist, and he doesn't want to go and be around these patients anymore, cleaning their teeth and that kind of thing, because they might have this virus, even if he's wearing gloves and everything. He's too close to somebody. So he's elected to work at home now. And he's got a new job teaching foreign students by the internet how to speak English. And I said, how do you do that? And he says that he sends them pictures of an item, and he spells out what that item is, and he pronounces it correctly. And they have to learn how to spell it and pronounce it. And later on, somebody else is going to teach them how sentence structure, how to put those images into sentences and things. Does that work at home?
Well, what I have to say is that the medical industry, I feel it's very important that we be able to have doctors that can open up their offices for any particular case when it's needed, that a person needs to go in for a particular service, whether it be for a treatment or for examination or whatever the need is. They have to be able to get in there, whatever way it is that they can. Aside from that, they can always Skype or use FaceTime or just do it over the telephone itself. Have doctors available that are able to interview the patient over the phone and give out their necessary prescriptions that way, and discuss details on each patient. And these are skills that maybe have to be developed further, but I know that they can certainly access it and do it now. At the current time, I know that it's made available, as far as I know, with most offices right now, because not all offices are actually open. But I do believe that they can open in any instances that the patient needs to actually get in there.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted to bring to light, is that even in the medical industry, they're able to do that.
But what I get out of this, what you're saying, is that it's not going to be 100% of the time these people are going to be working from home, but a good percentage of the time, right? But sometimes they're going to be in the office, right?
What I have to say is that ideally, we want our world the way that as best we can have it, the way that we really had it, where it worked the way it did before. We want a world where we can socialize. We don't want a world where we isolate ourselves. But that's not even healthy, human-wise, for ourselves, mentally, physically, and in every other way. It's just not. We are social beings. We need to be able to open up our world when it is that we're ready to do so in a way that's safe and healthy. Until which time we do, or whatever our situation is, we need to be able to be adaptable. And we can do that in every instance, even in the medical instance, as much as possible. But there always will be times, and there has to be that availability where they're able to get in, to get the medical services that they need, whatever it is that they need, which isn't always on the level of urgent care or an emergency room. It can be office level as well. So doctors have to be able to do both, and as far as I know, the doctors have been adapting to it for the most part.
Okay, sounds good. Mike?
Well, I would like to say this. In closing, I would like to say that, mark my words, working from home is the way of the future. I don't care what anybody says. It's wrong to open up all businesses. People are going to pay the price for it if they do this. There might be some areas where you can get away with it, but not all businesses can open up to where they used to be. Restaurants having 50% people in there, that's chancy. I wouldn't chance it myself, but that's just me. You know, on that note, I would like to take this time to thank all of our first responders for all the good work that they do. And my two guests, Ron and Cheryl. Thank you for being on again. And I hope you'll be on future shows. Until then, may the good news always be yours. And I'm Mikey D. Good night.